We are so excited to have Dr. Boykins here with Math Fest, and it gives our children the opportunity to have a wonderful competition and showcase their skills and knowledge in math, which we know that in order for children to be successful, they really have to be astute and be engaged in those rigorous math problem-solving activities. Once again, it shows children the importance of being able to actually solve math. And to be able to do it in a real authentic and rigorous way. Also, a lot of times children are taught that using books and worksheets as a way of teaching math or being taught math. Here at M. Agnes Jones, our teachers teach it all types of ways in order for children to have fun, be engaged, and then walk away being very successful in mathematics.
Math is my favorite subject. In math, it shows you how to count and multiply, add, subtract, and know your time.
7 plus 2 is what?
I like math because it helps your brain learn more, and you get to know more about reading, and you get to know more about your situations in math.
They have to understand what they're reading when they're working math. I saw a lot of students just simply putting numbers down and adding and hoping that they come up with the right answer. So it just gives them more focus.
And see, the challenge that we have in this country, we want our students to be focused in math, especially from a competitive sense when they get middle school and high. But we don't have the programs and things in place to get them excited. And that's what this was about today.
One thing, it showcases the children at M. Agnes Jones, and it's showing what they know. And it's showing that they can compute math and they can problem solve in an authentic and very fun way. So as you can see, they're very excited to show what they know in math.
Second graders, present your response to question number 8. If we want them to be able to compete and to see math as a fun thing, we've got to find programs and different kinds of creative ways to get them excited. When we do that, we light the fire, and I think that's what we saw here today. The fire is lit. Then we start talking about what do we do from here to continue to grow it.
Everyone works here hard, and they try to do their best.
Your objective for today is the same thing you did yesterday.
It's a life lesson these 7th grade students at King Middle School will likely retain for all of their lives.
Streamline gliding and correct arm pull for the freestyle stroke.
My face goes in the water first.
After only 2 weeks of instruction, these students are already comfortable in the water, and they are fast learning the skills that may one day save their lives.
Perfect. That's the best one. That's the best one.
The school district's only swimming pool reopened earlier this year after being out of commission for over a decade. A feature article in the Atlanta Journal-Constitution marked the occasion. It is being used now to provide swimming lessons for King Middle School students, but there are plans to expand the pool's reach well beyond this school's student body.
The vision is to basically make it a true school community pool to allow members of our community to come in. We wanted to use it as a hub for our community, for students to come in, the Mommy and Me classes. We have lots of young people in our community, toddlers, to have programs so our parents can come into our school. This can be one feature to pull the parents in the community into King Middle School.
As we reside on a planet that consists mainly of deep oceans, it only makes sense that students learn to be as comfortable in the water as they are on dry land. That's a lesson these students already know.
You don't know when you might come up to water and you might not be prepared. You might have to swim in your clothes and save somebody's life. You don't never know.
I think it's important to learn how to swim because most of the earth is covered in water, and we might not know one day we might have to do swimming in order to get across somewhere, or it's very important to have because I like swimming in water, so I got to take this class so I can learn how to swim. Come out that one to be very safe when I'm swimming.
Don't be afraid to take the air in as soon as you come up.
And the lesson about the importance of learning to swim on a water planet is certainly not lost on the adults here, as several King Middle School staff members take advantage of the opportunity to learn this essential life skill after classes and during their lunch breaks.
My motivation is it's always a good skill to have, which is to learn how to swim in, and it's also great exercise, so I feel it in my joints and I make it a little bit more flexible since I've been able to start swimming.
Definitely important to know how to swim. Swimming is an important life skill. So as far as our brain cells and blood cells are 90% water, and it only makes sense that we can survive and exist in it. And if any accidents were to happen, or if the kids were to be around any type of water, they would need to know how to survive and how to deal with those situations.
Learning to swim starts with simple breathing lessons, in through the mouth, out through the nose. This is followed by gliding face down in the water across the width of the pool. Students next don swim fins that enhance the power of their kicks that propel them from one end of the pool to the other. And this is followed by the popular crawl stroke. When you put it all together properly, breathing, kicking, and the stroke, that's swimming.
The fear comes from not being able to get oxygen. So the first thing that I always teach is rhythmic breathing or circular breathing. Once somebody knows how to breathe, then that usually dispels the fear once they're able to get air and get oxygen.
The health and fitness, especially with our youth today, many students do not get enough exercise, and we know that swimming with a lifelong skill is just great exercise for the total body. It's also a life skill on learning how to swim because more minority students drown each year than any other group of students.
The reward for those students who quickly learn the fundamentals of swimming is the right to jump off the diving board into 12 feet of water at the deep end of the pool.
I think it's important because it keeps some people out of trouble, and I love swimming. I've been swimming since I was like 4, and I heard that it hasn't been used since like 1996, but I'm glad that they're using it now.
The swimming instruction staff collaborate often on the program and lesson plans and provide one-on-one instruction for students who require more individualized attention. It's all aimed at effectively teaching a life skill that is important for everyone to learn.
Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. Go to discovertheforest.org.
And now for our school pledge.
At Burgess Peterson Academy, morning announcements are handled by the students in English,
The future leader of tomorrow. My goal is excellence in every way, on every day. I use my mind to think, to speak, to write, to read, and to learn.
and the students also translate portions of the announcements into Spanish.
Juro la botar a la bandera de los Estados Unidos de América y a la república que esta representa una nación bajo la protección de Dios.
Tomorrow.
Driving.
Then it's down to business, with students working in teams in this second grade class, focusing on reading, fractions, writing, and test review.
As we have been studying ecosystems,
Science class includes a review discussion of ecosystems.
you all should be a little familiar with at this point. So turn them over. Let them swim out.
The discussion is followed by a practical exercise where students experience creating their own small ecosystems for goldfish. It's all part of an active, engaged learning environment at Burgess Peterson Academy, where learning is fun, collaborative, and important.
The number one thing that we do here at Burgess Peterson Academy is we have accountability for all of our students. And that means that we take the learning styles of our students, their interests, and their developmental needs, and then we look at the standards that we teach, and then we try to come up with a plan of action to make sure that all of our children are successful. We know that all children learn at different levels, but at the end of the day, our expectation is that our children, first and foremost, will meet the standards, and then we try our very best to exceed the standards at all times.
I was going to add a few tables, and then that's where
Students aren't the only ones learning at Burgess Peterson Academy. Teachers continually hone their skills at delivering instruction in an effective manner that drives escalating student achievement.
use larger grid paper.
We are engaged in our second year with Georgia State under the leadership of Dr. Lynn Hart, who heads up the Georgia State Math Graduate Department. And so she's really good at helping teachers to reflect on their math practices using an inquiry-based model. So you will notice that all of our math lessons are open with an exploratory question. We really are getting away from the traditional math where you write a problem on the board and you say, this is how to solve it. Our goal is to say, okay, how would you solve this problem? We also try to integrate literature into the teaching of mathematics, and she's been good at helping us to align books that will introduce a topic so that students will want to be engaged.
Okay, so the first thing we always do is to read and respond to the KidBiz email. So can you please log on and pull up the email for today's date, January 21st.
As with most 21st century learning environments, technology is integrated into the instructional programs here at Burgess Peterson Academy, with teachers and students employing desktop computers and electronic whiteboards as part of the teaching and learning process every day.
We use the Promethean board when we do math and sometimes when we do science. And we look at videos on the Promethean board and we be playing on the Promethean board.
I like when we get to do activities and go on the computer to do some research. And sometimes on Fridays, only sometimes, if we're really, really good, we get to have Fun Friday. We get to go onto the computer and we get to play educational games.
Burgess Peterson Academy is an important part of the larger community, with local residents and community leaders readily turning out to support the school, including at a recent Saturday tree planting on the campus.
I've been very lucky to have been affiliated with Trees Atlanta, and they asked me a long time ago if they could write a grant to put tree orchard here on our grounds. And they got the grant, and today they're planting 10 fruit and nut trees to develop an edible orchard out here for the school and the children. And basically what we're trying to do is to promote a healthy lifestyle for our children and let them know where their food actually comes from.
You know, the people make the school. It doesn't matter about the building, it doesn't matter about the bricks. It's the people, it's the environment, it's the relationship between the student and the teacher. We have a great set of teachers here and a great principal that really get the ball rolling. You know, the kids come home excited, they're excited, the parents are excited. So it gets the people involved. We're a community here, we're a small base, we've got everything from the rooter to the tutor, you know, as they say. You know, we've got a mix of everything. We've got multiculturals here. It's a wonderful environment, a wonderful learning environment.
Oh, it's very important. I mean, the community and the school really should work as one, I think, to really optimize the relationships. I'm active in the community association meeting here. There's always somebody from the school over there. They're always talking about the events and working on strengthening those bonds.
And proud parents of Burgess Peterson Academy students readily point out the academic progress their children have made here.
There's a lot of different things that they do with the children. He actually just made Star Student of the Month right over there on the wall. So I'm very proud. He's doing real well, and I'm proud of him. Teachers work hard with him, and very proud.
This is a wonderful school. I have had nothing but good experiences here. There is a lot of support
for students. The staff are well supported through the administrators, and because of that, we are all able to work together so that we can come up with what is necessary for that student.
Burgess Peterson Academy, where excellence every way, every day is more than just a slogan. It is what's really happening in every classroom all the time in this tight-knit, nurturing learning environment.
Come here.
I love you, Dad.
At 200 feet over the U.S. Army base at Fort Benning, these Atlanta Public Schools JROTC cadets are getting a first-hand view of the military installation, where they will be spending what is arguably the most interesting and challenging week of their young lives.
But now you have to control the temperature, core temperature. Take your headgear off, we'll take tops off, dump a little water down your back, so forth and so on.
At 90-plus degrees in the shade, proper hydration is among the first lessons taught to these cadets, as health and safety is job one for everyone here.
Let's go!
The Fort Benning obstacle course presents numerous physical challenges for these cadets, who one by one are called on to hurdle crossbeams, balance on elevated logs, crawl in sand under wire impediments inches off the ground, and climb over wooden walls. A refreshing dip in the pool while fully attired was a major attraction, especially compared to the tropical heat of the obstacle course. But the lesson here was a life and death matter involving how to stay alive in deep water using your clothing.
There you go. All right, you're good.
And after swimming, climbing, jumping, and crawling, time spent in the mess hall eating lunch was a much anticipated change of pace for these cadets, who needed the energy provided by their nutritious meal to tackle an afternoon full of even more challenges and hard work.
When we come here to Fort Benning, we live at Columbus State University. And the reason for that is it gives the students an opportunity to also not only see the Army side of life or the military side of life here at Fort Benning, but it also gives them that opportunity to see the academic portion and the college portion of it, because you see, our whole goal and objective, contrary to popular belief, is not to motivate kids to go into the military, but to motivate them to graduate and to go on to college.
We're trying to work as a team to get through all these obstacles together and efficiently, and we're trying not to take a lot of time while we're doing it. So we're really focusing on teamwork, working together to complete these objectives.
It's helping me build up my leadership skills and helping me maintain a lot of stuff like with communicating and working with other people and working with teams.
It's to challenge them physically and mentally. It is to cause them to try to find a way to get over, under, around some of these obstacles, and causing them to think under the most severe of conditions, the heat, the humidity, and the fact that they're getting tired, especially this afternoon after having a hard day this morning.
There's no school solution to this. There's no one way to make everything work. This is about leadership. This is about decision making.
Problem solving in teams was the object lesson here, involving overcoming a formidable water hazard to move ammunition cases to the front. The Kevlar helmets were in place to ensure that everyone completed the mission safely.
Team has to figure out a way to use what they have and accomplish the mission. And there is a correct solution.
You have to listen to the people that's helping you, but you can't let them get out of control. You can't let everybody give too many ideas, because it confuses people. You got to take charge of the people you with. I mean, it's not hard if you have communication, but if you don't have communication, it's gonna be very hard. And me experiencing this, it actually, like, I have more respect for the military people now that I'm not doing exactly what they're doing, but I have way more respect for them. because I see like, okay, this is actually hard. And the heat is exhausting, but it's fun. It's very fun.
Take about discipline and a whole lot of knowledge.
Back aboard the Black Hawk helicopters, the cadets were buffeted in the slipstream, coming through the open doors in the skies above what was to be their home away from home for a week, and an experience that will likely stay with them for a lifetime.
Sit with me, imagine what you'd see if every child had a book to read. So the mission is for us to get a book to each and every child. So let's join hands, book people unite, unearth hidden passion. Come on, we'll have a good time. One book can be the first thing that helps to change a life. Book people unite.
Read to a child today and spark a lifetime of ambition.
LEAD provides the professional baseball training and development that's necessary to compete for scholarships at the college level. Currently, African American males make up less than 6% of the baseball players at the NCAA level.
The acronym LEAD stands for Launch, Expose, Advise, Direct, an organization that is partnered with the Atlanta Public Schools Office of Athletics, the Atlanta Braves, and the City of Atlanta Office of Recreation to offer a unique opportunity for middle school students. 15 student athletes representing 6 APS middle schools were awarded scholarships from the LEAD organization to represent their school in LEAD's Middle School Baseball Development League. The signings took place over 3 days in late March at the schools, including this one at Sylvan Hills Middle School.
Baseball is a lot different now than when it was even when I was at Grove Park Elementary School. Back when I was at Grove Park, you wanted to play baseball, you pay $100 registration fee, get a uniform. But now baseball is a $1 billion industry, and parents are expected to pay anywhere between $8,000 and $10,000 a year just to get the proper instruction to get college scholarships. So that's what we're doing with LEAD, is we're bringing professional level baseball training to the Atlanta public school system for the simple fact of allowing young men to get college scholarships.
In order to maintain their scholarship, these young men will have to increase and or maintain their attendance?
Well, as you saw today, they signed the contract, and in the contract it says that they're holding them accountable. So they have to be accountable for their grades, their conduct, their attitude, and we have high expectations here at Sylvan. And so by knowing that LEAD has partnered with us, it gives us that extra layer to hold them accountable.
You can be a part of the 87% of players, perhaps who've received baseball scholarships, but certainly of the 100% who have attended college.
LEAD provides the professional baseball training and development that is required for these young athletes to compete for scholarships at the college level.
We want to make sure that you're academically sound. We want to make sure your behavior is up to par. And we're going to make sure that you're always in attendance at school. And with these three factors, we hope to build a holistic ball player for the purpose of going to college as well as learning the game of baseball.
What legacy will you have left when you leave the program? Just keep that in mind.
This opportunity provided by LEAD is outstanding. It teaches the kids leadership skills, and at the same time it provides opportunities that are not available for them in any other setting.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your 2011 Sylvan Hills Bears.
For these athletes, the program could be the opportunity of a lifetime. To date, 100% of LEAD's graduates have gone on to college, with 87% receiving college baseball scholarships. National School Lunch Week attracted more than 50 area chefs to APS school cafeterias, including Delma de la Fuente, formerly of the Chef's Warehouse, who favors raw foods among her healthy food choices.
Want any vegetables? Gotta eat your vegetables.
As the designated celebrity chef at Sutton Middle School, De La Fuente went out of her way to push fresh vegetables and fruit on her youthful diners, some of whom actually changed their minds and elected to at least try these healthier food selections. With their bronze award from the Healthy Foods Initiative, Sutton is already ahead of the game when it comes to proper nutrition and healthy eating.
My story is when I was 2 years ago, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. I had a very small lump removed from my chest. And that changed everything for me. And one of the first changes I made was what I eat. I went to a wellness center where much of the focus is around the mind-body-spirit connection, but also around the food that you eat. And I became a raw food chef because more and more evidence points to the more whole the food is and the more natural the state it's in, the more, it's medicine for your body.
As Principal Audrey Safanos monitored students in the cafeteria, Chef De La Fuente left the classroom and resumed her duties serving lunch to the students, some of whom have already made the connection between healthy eating and academic achievement.
I think the healthier that you eat, the better your body functions, and when the body functions better, your brain stimulates better, so you can be more focused and concentrated on your work.
I have to eat healthy food because I'm an athlete, so my dad pushes me to eat healthier foods and not like hamburgers and stuff.
Nutrition and health are hugely related to academics, which is why a year ago we got involved very heavily into a wellness program and really designing our own wellness program so that we could do our part in helping to stop childhood obesity and to increase all of the health of our students. We actually looked at 3 components. We looked at the physical health, the mental and emotional health, and then of course the relating that to academics.
We're here talking with kids about the importance of nutrition and eating a good life.
The displays on the walls leading to the cafeteria point out to students the benefits of proper nutrition and healthy eating. Beyond that, these student nutrition ambassadors spread the word to their classmates. And today, celebrity chef Delma de la Fuente did her part to reinforce the message that eating right and academic success tends to go hand in hand.